guys, welcome to Bastion Time. I am your host Bastion. This is Nintendo News. Let's get to Nintendo News. There has been a very interesting series of videos out called Super Smash Wars. So far we've only had two, well now we have the third one. And in case you're not familiar, it stars Link as Link Skywalker and a whole variety of Nintendo Universe characters all kind of plopped down into a merging of the Star Wars and Nintendo universe. It's very amusing stuff. It's interesting to see different characters and enemies represent different Star Wars characters. Very cool. If you want to check out the newest installment of that, there's a link for you down below. There's a new awesome Wind Waker Link figure out, and you can't really tell from this picture, maybe I'll put up more than one picture, but it's really cool because you can swap out his face. It's just so customizable. You can bend his action into various different expressions. It's very cool. It's beautiful. I don't really collect these kinds of things, but this one is just so cool. I'm thinking about it. If you want to see more pics of it, there's a link for you down below. So one of Nintendo's weirdest games that's come out in Japan and didn't seem to like it was ever going to get a North American localization is the Tomodachi Collection. And so it is going to come out in the West, and in case you're not familiar with this game, it's kind of bizarre. The concept behind it is kind of similar to Animal Crossing, but not really. Because in Animal Crossing, they're just all fictional characters, but it's kind of like, imagine Animal Crossing where all of the characters are people that you know in real life. The idea is that it imports all of your Miis and all of your existing actual real-life friendships, or if they're your brother or sister, those relationships, or if you're married, those kind of relationships, or just dating. So it like imports all of this information and then puts it in this weird fictional world with all this Nintendo stuff going on. And so it's this weird, like, your real life plots down into a Nintendo environment, and it is bizarre and interesting and cool. However, there was some controversy back with the Japanese version. For whatever reason, they did not program it to recognize same-sex relationships, and that was a bizarre oversight on their part. But there was a weird bug that allowed you to dress your Mii up. It would basically corrupt data that kind of allowed what seemed to be same-sex relationships, but actually in the code technically wasn't. It just involved like putting on different skins on the Miis, or it misinterpreted what the Miis were to look like, things like that. So this bug existed. It was an actual bug because they didn't intend for it to work like that, and I guess it prevented people from saving correctly or whatever, so they had to go ahead and, instead of fixing the bug, what they really should have done was fix the bug in such a way that fixed the saving issue or whatever, and then still allowed same-sex relationships. But because they didn't do that, because they fixed the bug by, again, making it impossible for there to be same-sex relationships, that caused a lot of backlash. And I guess my stance on it is this. If it was a game that was completely fictional, where you were playing characters, it wasn't your actual Mii and your friends' Miis and your wife or husband's Miis and whomever you're dating's Miis, if it wasn't like a real life sort of, the concept wasn't to involve real life into it, then whatever, who cares really, you know, it's just a video game. But since the whole concept is this is your actual real life plopped down into a Nintendo environment, how is that going to work if you happen to be in a same-sex relationship and then that data can't connect in this game? It just doesn't make sense. Created a lot of controversy. I wonder if they're going to change that for the North American version. Probably not. Kind of weird. Anyways, that's it for this episode of Nintendo News. See you guys tomorrow for more news. Bye, guys.